If you could explain at the outset whether the Chinese not pulling back since the co-commanders meeting, there's been a virtual deadlock. It's not as if talks have collapsed. There may still be more talks, but whatever was agreed upon in terms of pulling back from Pangong and the other points of friction between the last meeting and now, and several days have passed since, there's been no movement on the ground. How concerned would you be, General Singh, with this latest Chinese betrayal and refusal to honor their word?
Rahul, to make matters clear, I would like to say that first and foremost, the intent with which China had moved its troops in this region, that intent was quite clear. It was aggressive. It was that by a surprise move, they might come and occupy certain heights, which will allow them to dominate this road from Shyok River, along the Shyok River to Daulat Beg Oldi. That has not succeeded. Secondly, Indian Army's reaction has been very quick, I would say, and they have built up enough forces to handle any future situation. And I would like to also mention here that we should study China a little bit more. We haven't studied it as how their psyche works, how their leadership functions, and President Xi Jinping is like a boxer who has been boxed into a corner. He wanted to do something to redeem his image, and I think it has not worked out. But the whole world is looking at this situation and are siding with India, I would say, except for an odd country. They feel that the aggression was done by China, and they tried to change the status quo of the LAC. Over the years, the LAC has been more or less defined by the physical presence of patrols and by troops moving there. Average Indians don't understand that, and there are 4 or 5 friction points where there's a difference in perception. So therefore, we do not want to make a big thing of it. Coming to the point of the question of how fast they will withdraw back, well, China is an emerging major power like India, and China has a face to save, and to save its face, it will try and do it in a slow and gradual manner. But they know that India will not allow them to stay in areas which they have occupied in their perception, in their side of the LAC. But I feel that their message has
so
been
the substance of what you are saying, General Singh, is that the Chinese, after having come in with so much aggression, now suddenly can't turn their tails around and go back, because that would be a major loss of face for President Xi Jinping internally to his domestic audience, and therefore they will go back, you hope, but you think they will do it in a protracted, gradual fashion. Colonel Shukla, do you share that sense of optimism that there has been some backward movement, with satellite pictures confirm, in Galwan, in the Hot Springs area, where there has been no movement in Depsang or limited movement in Pangong? General Singh of the optimistic view that they will pull back. They can't do it immediately, but let's not give up faith in the co-commander's talk. The disengagement may not be going as per the schedule that was agreed, but it will still ultimately fall in place. Colonel Ajay Shukla.
Well, Rahul, I'm not in the business of making excuses for the Chinese. As far as I can see, the Chinese are in occupation of Indian territory, and that is unacceptable to me. It should be unacceptable to everybody in India. It certainly should be unacceptable to the government of India as well. I think it also needs to be flagged very clearly that the places where you are, and many people are reporting that the Chinese have withdrawn, continue to be on our side of the LAC. In Hot Springs and in Gogra area, they came in 3 kilometers, they withdrew 2 kilometers, and the Indian side withdrew 2 kilometers as well. So the situation now is that the Chinese remain 1 kilometer inside our side of the LAC. Then there is a demilitarized zone of 4 kilometers, all of which is on the Indian side of the LAC. And then you have the Indian troops located 5 kilometers from the LAC. This is not acceptable. It should not be acceptable to any of us. This is not a disengagement. and this is not a sort of acceptable solution. It is not a reversion to the status quo ante of 2014. I beg your pardon, of 2019 end. Now, what is sort of crucially important over here, Rahul, is that, we need to stop being apologetic and saying that this is a disputed area. It is a disputed area, of course it is, but as Indians, we must be clear where the LAC lies and we must patrol to the LAC. Up till April 2020, we were patrolling up to patrolling points number 10, 12, 11, 13, and so on. Now suddenly we're not being allowed to patrol up to that. So we cannot rationalize that by saying this is a disputed area and there are disputed versions. Our clear stance is clear. India's territory extends till a particular place and we will patrol till that place.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.